Hello everyone and welcome to mission 4 of the Crypto Trader Journey. In the last mission, you learned about the basics of providing liquidity, buying a token, withdrawing funds from an exchange. And today we're going to dive into the actual investing part. Right? So we're going to learn how to do a research report using some on-chain tools that are available. And you're actually going to identify one project that you think has the most potential to grow or increase in price on a chosen time frame and compile a research report about this. And we're going to use this research report and see if we can actually make some financial investments of this report, based off this report. So the first thing that we're going to look at is what crypto research involves, right? So you can find a lot of data online. The difference with crypto trading is that a lot of this data is publicly available. It is on-chain data. You do not need to pay for this data. You can acquire this data yourselves. And a lot of the teams in crypto to share information with their community. Right? Ownership is a big part of work in crypto, and so teams are willing to share data about their tokenomics, about their team structure, and pretty much any information you ask for, you will receive. So ask for it and you will receive it is a great line to remember when it comes to data regarding teams and projects. There's few major buckets to look at, right? The technology, the team that's building this project, the tokenomics of the token that you're going to invest in, and just general market sentiment and trends, right? So fundamental crypto analysis can be done by going through a project's white paper, which is the document explaining the most important things regarding this project. You can look at the team. A lot of this is very similar to regular Web 2 projects too, right? Tokenomics is something we'll also look at, how to understand tokenomics, the different terms involved. And you have to look at the problem solving potential. Partnerships and collaborations is another huge trigger when it comes to trading in crypto. So let's go ahead, and this basics of technical analysis is also something that will identify pattern in the fundamental analysis, looking at key indicators for reading the charts and understanding the importance of volume. Social media is another very important part. News and media coverage, Twitter and Twitter sentiment, how the community is engaging with the projects. All of these do impact price in considerable ways. And finally, we're going to compile this research report for one project that you have chosen that includes all of these fundamental, technical, and market sentiment analysis. And we'll see the two different tools that you can use to actually make this happen. So first off, we're going to just dive into one of the major tools we're going to use to do this. So this is called dyor.ag. It's built by a founder from India named Hitesh. He's done really great work, built some interesting tools that help you understand what promising projects are there, how things are going on. And you can see there's this tokenomics tracker on this page. So this is basically gives you a lot of tokenomics details about the biggest projects, right? These are Arbitrum, Matic, Optimism, what the token utility is, what drives demand for it, how value is captured, business models, what the total supply is, if there's any inflation to the supply. So this is a concise sort of way to understand different projects that are going on, all these tokens. How we are going to use this tool is to identify which project we want to work on or which project we want to take a look at, right? So let's verify our address here. You can create a new account here if you haven't created one already. And now we're going to look at the different sort of metrics they offer. TVL growth. What does TVL mean? TVL means total value locked. So this is a sort of metric that shows you it's good for researching DeFi projects, DEXs, even blockchains. So it gives you a measure of how much money is being deposited on that product or on that chain. So here we sort of dive into each of these metrics in detail too. So TVL is total value locked. And here there's the percentage growth over the last 30 days, right? So let's see which has had the highest growth. It looks like SAIL, which is a blockchain, has had the highest growth. Aerodrome Finance has also had a high growth in TVL. But you can also look at the corresponding growth in price, right? Has the price kept up with the increase in TVL? And you can see that yes, it has. So for most of these projects, as the TVL grows, the price is increasing. So that's one metric we can take a look at. How you would sort of be looking for alpha or information that's not been traded on yet is if there's a great increase in TVL growth, but the price has not increased accordingly. So here, if we take a look at the numbers here, we can see probably this has a sort of difference, right? Which this is Axelar. The Axelar blockchain has had a TVL growth of around 65%, but the price has grown only 30%, right? So this could have more room to grow. That's how you go about thinking. Look for sort of projects that have, you can look outside the projects listed here too, right? Look, all this data is also available on websites like CoinGecko. So if you go here, let's see. This is another place where you can find a lot of information about projects, their market cap, volume, all those details. DeFi Llama is also another very helpful project. It's defilama.com for finding the TVL details. So it gives you this total value locked across all the EVM, Ethereum ecosystem chains, and Solana. You can see 5 billion locked. Ethereum has 49 billion TVL. Polygon has around a billion TVL. Dawn has now around 428 million TVL. And we can also see Bridge TVL, how much is the money that's moving from other chains to this particular chain. We can also look at top protocols. So these are protocols, and we can see the different sort of, again, a lot more sort of details being provided here too. Let's see if we can find details, protocol categories, right? Lending, bridging, DEXs, restaking, liquid restaking, liquid staking. So all of these are like TVL related protocols. So you can understand what these different sectors are, right? So how to earn staking rewards on your tokens while providing a tradable liquid token, that's liquid staking. Borrowing, lending, pretty straightforward, that's lending. So go through the descriptions mentioned here. This is if you're interested in the DeFi side, sort of pick one sector here that you want to dive deeper into it. So maybe I'm going to look at protocols that launch new projects and coins. They all have a combined TVL of around $1 billion. That's for a launch pad. And so we see TVL. Right now let's see which is generating the highest revenue. Right? Revenue. 7-day revenue. That is the highest. Okay. UNCX network seems to be having the highest TVL generated, and generating fees of 300,000 every 7 days too. So that's interesting. Pump.fun is another launchpad which is not really listed here, but they are generating great fees too. Market cap by TVL. This is another metric, which is the total market cap of that coin divided by the TVL locked on the chain, right? So ideally your TVL should be high and the market cap should be low for it to be a promising project for you to invest in, right? So we can see the TVL is high and this is low. That means it should be a low number, right? So you can see DXL seems to have a low number for this with 55 million TVL. Seems to be a very high number. It's Flokify Locker. So that's one way of researching different projects. We're going to come back to DYOR, and so this is the TVL sort of metric that we're looking at. We're going to come and look at some other ways to find out also, right? So that was DeFi related. Let's look at supply emission, fees growth, which project is generating most fees, which project is generating most fees, how are the supply sort of being added, supply being removed, how's the price changing, this is based on a price metric. Trading volume, let's look at trading volume. Right? So volume was one important metric we looked at earlier too. So let's look at how the token trading volume has been going. You can see Cow Protocol has had great increase in 30-day growth, and here you can also see 1-day growth. You can get latest data, 7-day growth, depending on the time frame you want to trade on. And similar to the last sort of metric here, we can look at projects which had a great increase in token trading volume, but price is not sort of grown accordingly. And once you sort of find few projects to research, you can go and again dive deeper and see, add other metrics, right? Add other details from websites like DeFi Llama. You need to create sort of this aggregate of metrics before you make your investment decision. DAU is the daily average users. Token holders is the number of token holders for that particular project, right? So let's look at DAU, promising projects. Mantle looks like it's had a great number of users growth. So what you can do is like combine multiple metrics, right? Combine TVL growth, combine daily average users growth, combine sort of these fees growth, and see maybe which ones come common across these different metrics, and then find a few winners and then go research these projects actually. So say we're gonna take the example of something that's common across these multiple sort of projects. I kind of liked the trading volume metrics. So let's look at Cow Protocol. It seems to have quite a substantial increase in token trading volume. Prices 40% sort of change. So we're gonna come here and then add the Cow Protocol to get some more information on this. Search for it here too. You can do this similarly for whatever project you find. So it goes for doesn't seem to be loading here, but yeah, the data is not being tracked on the file number. Let's see, the price has this. These are some metrics that are very important to sort of keep track to. The fully diluted valuation is basically the total supply of tokens. So here the total supply is 1 billion. 1 billion multiplied by the current price. That gives you 278 million. That's the fully diluted valuation. And the market cap is the circulating supply. So sometimes not all of the tokens are released into the market. Only a certain amount of tokens are released, right? So here you can see they're giving more details about how the circulating supply works. Maybe it will be released slowly over time, so it's important to keep track of the token unlocks and when tokens are being released into the market. So your market cap is basically the circulating supply into the current price. That gives you the market cap. So we can see that this came up in our sort of analysis. We look at 1 month how the price action has been. It's been sort of gradually increasing. 0.28 now. But because it's had a sort of increase in trading volume, we can try to find the TVL also that's been locked on this and dive deeper, right? Like go into the project, check out the Twitter, see what more fundamental details you can find. See people talking about it. Look, don't be fooled by just people talking about it. There are a lot of shillers who sort of paid to do these marketing, but look if legitimate people are talking about it, and come up with your own analysis at the end of it. So look at the charts, dive deeper into the technical sort of trades. That's where the technical analysis comes in. We'll be sharing more resources on how you can sort of read charts too. Line charts, basic charts that you can use. What the closing price is, identify trends. You can use bar charts, which shows the high and the close, the low and close. Candlestick charts, also something you can learn. We'll be sharing these resources for you to look at in depth. Support and resistance levels, identifying trends, upward trends, downward trends. You can use also things like RSI, Relative Strength Index, MACD, and all of the sort of websites provide this. You can find this sort of details on websites like TradingView. We'll be sharing the links to that too. So once you've identified a project to do fundamental analysis on, next do the TA on that and pick a few projects, like 4 or 5 of them, and also do the sentiment analysis. So if you use dollar and the token sign, you'll see what people are talking about it. Check out the official sort of team too. Do they have some big announcements coming out? You see the joined Coinbase on 25th September. That could explain some of the price increase, right? If you look at the chart, before that itself, there's an increase in price, and then on 25th, there's a sort of higher increase, and then it's back down. So it's sort of people who are kind of figuring out that, okay, there's a big announcement coming up, there will be details, sort of community members talking about it. You would have maybe known about it if you were in their community by this date. So that's part of your market sentiment analysis, really looking at what people are talking about, if there's news coming in market, right? So combine all of these 3 approaches. Use DYOR to find which 4 to 5 projects you want to research. Do the TA basics on it, do the market sentiment analysis on it, and pick one project where you will write a proper report about based on all of these metrics, and also mention that very clear about the time frame and the trade you want to take, right? Like the price that you see that, okay, this is undervalued at this price and this is the price you want to sell at by this particular date, and create that report, share it on your Twitter, share it online, and also share it within our group where we're going to sort of do a peer review and probably make some of our investments based on this report. So all the best, and thank you for listening.